If you go around asking Ugandans now, they will all say, you South Sudanese, you're disturbing us, you go back to your country. All of them tell you that. And you're like, what did the South Sudanese do to you? And if you realize, we don't complain too much. We are the type of people who don't have time to open our mouth, going around saying this, saying that. We just get angry. When it's too much, we'll slap you. So the next year, we skipped to P5. From P5, we skipped to P7. The teachers had issues with that because they're like, why are these kids skipping? And they found a system and all that. But they also don't want to understand that we are from a country where, like, some people like us who had stories that we are moving from a country to a country. The only reason we're in primary now is because we don't know English, not because we have not studied somewhere. So the moment we come here and we know English, it's easy to pass the rest of the things. Like in math and the rest of science and all this, if you see our marks, the moment we know the English, we skip, and when there's exams, we're usually leading the class. Also, they didn't like that. They used to complain and they tell their kids, like in front of us, which made us feel bad at some point. Like they do tell their kids, these people know what they want, they're going to their country, and you are here just playing. How can you make them win you like that? Yeah, it's not something to be happy about as teachers, obviously, but it's also not something you tell in front of kids in class, including us hearing that. We're like, why is the teacher talking like that in front of everyone? Yes, we are smart. It's not something you should punish the other kids for it. We are also older a little bit than the other kids. So the understanding is not the same. But if you talk like that, they take you as a disrespectful child. Some of the teachers liked us because we would tell them the truth and they would understand us. Others would be like, these kids are old, and they would treat us like we're age mates, like with them. Some of them, the moment you just talk back, they'd be like, these kids are old. So like 5 or 3 teachers, we had there's a school we're in, and we had a friend of ours that was in P7 by then. That was like a story also, but was not in Trinity. But he's a friend of ours who was in P7. And because he's tall, we have a height and all that. Because he's tall, and and we have short-temperedness. There's also this thing people have to get also. But the moment you are 16 or 15, you can find a South Sudanese that is very tall, and then they start saying, this is a big man. So the moment we do something wrong, you find 5 teachers ganging up on one boy because they think he's an old man like us. How can you treat them like that? And the moment now the child sees what you have done to me, it makes them hate school and the teachers also, and Ugandans in general. Obviously, there are some good teachers that don't think like that, but majority of the teachers in Uganda, and the way they made the kids suffer in Uganda here, because they keep thinking, these ones are old, these ones are old. The height and all that. Also, you have to understand the country we come from. Some of us start schooling when they're very old, actually, in South Sudan. When you see them, we just got independence, we have our issues. But when we come here, anyway, so primary, that's how it was. Our people in primary were not bad. The way they treated, even the kids there, were not bad. They were young, but civilized in a way. They did not have issues with us. The teachers did not have a lot of issues with us. Also, they welcomed us. Only the skipping part is what they didn't like. But other than that, they would praise us. You're smart. You know what it's like you come from a class to a class and it's like you didn't skip a class, all that. They like beating also. It's something we don't have in South Sudan. They don't beat us at school. They allow us to play it and all these things, you see. We come here, it's new rules. We try to abide with some, like don't play it, we understand. It's your rule. Everyone is, but since we're group of people who came from Israel at some point, some of the people understood. I think and the school started plating people. So the rule was taken out. Everyone was plating, even the other students. Now the problem came with beating. They don't beat us where we come from. And then the teachers are like, now we don't like it. The kids are becoming disrespectful. But for us, the reason we do that is because we know us as South Sudanese. We like understanding. The moment you tell someone, please don't do this, we understand. the next time you're not going to get us doing the same thing. You see? And that's why we don't like to be beaten. But how can you beat me for failing? See, this is how we think. If I've failed, it's because I don't know. But if I pass, if I can pass, obviously I'll pass. And that is it. We like acting like mature. This is how we do our things. That's why we didn't agree with the system. Some of the things in schools here, obviously the food, the what. South Sudan, we used to eat different kinds of food. Or you come with your food from home. You eat your things, get out from school. Also, the system, we finish school. We used to finish at 1. Ugandan schools finish at 4 or 5. And you're like, eh. But we're trying to understand, okay, this is how they do things. People wake up at 3 or 4, depending on the class you are in. And people are like, eh. Because in South Sudan, we did not have that. In South Sudan, you wake up at 7, go to school. By 1, you are done. You have 1 break only. Second break finds you home. You go and eat your home food from there. Boarding schools were not too much here. But still, trying to cope up was not easy. Still, South Uganda, and that's why actually we used to learn English quickly. They put their kids in boarding, the parents will be like, hey, my kid is going to learn English quickly when I put them in boarding, because they know you're going to wake up from 3 to 9, you are studying. Like, what is that? It's stressing for the kids. The parents are happy because their kids are learning English quickly, but the kids are getting stressed. Slowly, if you get used to the environment, you love it. Somewhere in the middle of P7, that's when everything hit me. So now, wars, everything, village, what, I'm from out, now I'm in that, and plus the stress of the boarding and P7 and the stress they give you. And then I went like numb. I don't speak too much. So I did not like school. I stopped studying, I stopped everything. Plus we used to have after classes because we skip. So now the school would want us to catch up. So once I told my teacher, the teacher that was in P7, I've had enough. And then I told the teacher that you teach us what what these teachers in the after class are going to teach us. Because I don't know if it's the same thing in every school in Uganda, but it's the same thing almost. Like when you're in P7, they teach you what was in P5 and P6. It's still there. So we go to after classes and we get the same thing. So I realized we are repeating this. So when I complained, most teachers didn't like that. They thought it was disrespectful, but I told them, it's not disrespectful. You guys don't see that it's stressing us. We have to go to dorm. And from dorm, the matrons used to be strict. There's time to time. When you come late, they might not allow you to go inside. They'll just tell you, go back to school, eat supper, and go for preps. So it's just like that. You come back, you are tired, now you have to shower again. By the time you go to sleep, people have already slept long time. Like, everything was on time. So our time was mixed. We complained. The teachers understood at some point, so they stopped the after classes thing, but matrons and other things, but P7 was stress. At the end, I got like 9 aggregates from that. Got 3 in science, the rest 2. So, high school, that stress continued to high school, almost my O level. I did not study. It's hospital to hospital to hospital, from hospital to hospital, like senior 1, senior 2, all that. I even ended up skipping 1 class also in high school. Like senior 3, I did not study it. I just went to international school in senior 4 and did my senior 4 there. I did like 7 subjects and failed physics. The rest I passed. But I was not at school. Like, even if you ask my classmates that I attended school with them, I was never like in class. I would just come. Stress is too much. I would not manage it. Go to class, it was too much. So I would just go to school, stay with my friends, just like that. If there's exams, I try and read. When exams time come, I do my exams and I go. But I moved from school, from Trinity to Janan. There's another school I went to in it was in Kabaragala, Tropical. Then I went back to Janan. Then I went back to, I moved a lot. Then until it was my senior 4, was in Hillside International School. So I just did it there, my senior 4. But I didn't want to go to high school again. I just told them, I'm stopping here. I think I should just go to university. because this boarding school life is stressing, it's adding on what I have. So they said, okay, I think that's the best decision for you. From Form 4, yeah, I didn't go for A level because it was too much and I didn't want to go for another boarding school and all that. I told the people in charge and they understood. They told me to just pick any school and do any course. So I went to Orange School of Media. That was a college somewhere in Bombo Road. Did my certificate and my diploma. After lockdown, that was like everyone was like rejoining. That's when I finished my diploma. And then by the end of the year, that was 2022, that's when I joined Victoria University. Yeah. Now I'm still studying journalism, Victoria University. This is my second year. The lockdown came, we thought it was just going to end quickly. But when it hit and took like a few months, obviously now, like us who are here now, right now, like the organization that is here, does not keep everyone. The parents, it's not sponsoring everyone. Only the kids that are going to school. So we were a number of like, me and my sister were staying in it was Kansanga. We were staying in Kansanga, a small home, because she was going to school, university, Cavendish University, and I was in college by then. So when lockdown hit, they told us, like the organization told us, it's not going to be easy. So everyone is going to take any sibling they have. That includes those young ones that we have in primary and high school and all that. So we had like 2 more siblings. The others were not staying with us. And then there's my friend, the friend that is now currently staying with me. She had her siblings also. So there were like 5, and we were like, I don't know, 5. We were like 9 people in a 1 bedroom, one and a sitting room. It's a bedroom and a sitting room. It's like 2 rooms and a bathroom, just all of us. We just started renting the house, so we did not even bring anything in the house. It was empty. So the only thing we brought were just mattresses. So we would put mattresses down for I think we were 11 people. And the boys would sleep inside, the girls would sleep. We would not even find a place to walk. It was all mattresses. That's how we would squeeze 2 people in one, because even if you call parents back home, that was like 20. Also, the war was affecting these people there. Like by the time it ended, everyone was trying to hustle and go back to their normal lives. So you can't call the parents home and stress them about food and all that. The little they would give us from the organization is what we would use to survive with. So we'd make sure everything is budgeted. You eat a little, keep a little, make sure there is for evening, like that. Because they were kids and they would not understand. The old ones that were in the house, of course, we had to like cater, and we had to cater and make sure that the food would stay long enough. And also we would hear some, like the refugees were being helped also. So we would try from time to time and see if they can help us with things, but didn't get anywhere. But we had some friends that they used to stay in Indonesia. They told us that some of our friends actually go up to the camp to get things and come back. But we were young a little bit, so we're like, can we manage to go up to the camp and come back and do all that? So we'll just stay like that. Buy a few like sacks of things, rice, maize, to make sure we survive on those. Until at some point the organization helps from time to time for us to eat like something. But it was difficult. But it was, imagine for everyone, like just sleep, wake up, you're not going anywhere, you're not allowed, you can't just walk. Imagine you're a refugee and you just walk and you're not even allowed to walk. No one is allowed to go anywhere. So you are a refugee and you want to go out and do what? So all we would do is just stay home. Some of us would like quarrel every time, when you have nothing to do. So all you're doing is realizing things. So it was that. There's also, town was closed. So there's a time we decided to buy things. We had to foot from Kansanga to town. And we used to buy, we buy heavy things. We don't just buy those small things. We have to buy big sacks. So we have to put them in our heads and walk from a distance. After a distance, we put things down, we sit, have a conversation, laugh, until we reach Kansanga. It was not easy. Obviously, the neighbors had the landlord was okay with us because he was like, I've never met South Sudanese that are clean. At some point, why I don't understand why they say that, but when people are many, it's usually not easy to keep all that. The neighbors didn't like us, we made noise, something like that. But it's the only entertainment you had. Because if you all keep quiet, you die of depression. So all we did was just have fun, all that. The kids usually used to do that. For us, we just have conversations, arguments, and all that. But it's not easy. There's this thing I've realized people keep saying, South Sudanese don't interact with Ugandans. That started since primary and secondary and all that. But then when I came out of school and saw the life outside, is when I've realized why people we are like that. Because people used to complain, South Sudanese don't want to, you people learn to mix with the Ugandans and all that we are selfish and all that. But if you realize, if you look at South Sudanese, we might, if you see us at first, you're like, these people are rude, they are scary, we can't approach them. But the moment you are a friend to us, we have the nicest people you can ever get. Like anything, if you have a problem, we'll solve it for you. We take you as a sibling, like a real blood. We don't see you as a foreigner or anything like that. But when I came out to this real life and saw the things South Sudanese go through. Like, for example, if I go to the market right now and they see me, at some point they tell me I look like a Ugandan in a way. But South Sudanese, let's say if the Ugandan sees me and knows I'm a South Sudanese and I'm going to buy something, shop or market or anything, just that the fact that they know I'm a South Sudanese, they're going to overcharge me. They can double the price or triple the price, the original price, just because I'm a South Sudanese. And they have this belief, you guys have money. Where do they think the money is coming from? Do they think everyone is rich? Not everyone is rich. Even if I'm rich, doesn't mean that you should treat me like that. Just because, and the fact that I don't know the prices. I come from my country, I don't know how Uganda works, I don't know how things are working in Uganda. And then you take advantage of me and you decide to overprice me. And then the rest of the South Sudanese that come. And because we believe in our country, we don't have these things. Like in our country, they tell you the price. You just pay because we know this is the exact price of that product. So when we come here, we don't bargain because we know it's what? It's market. This is how it should be. They should not triple the price. The least you can do if I am a business person, okay? Like I'm a businessman in Uganda and I'm Ugandan and I want to, let's say, gain something from you. I would just add by few, like small amount. I would not triple the price. This is, I don't know how to call this, but it's not good until the South Sudanese realized it, and now they are very, very angry. They say this is not good what they do. And on top of all of this, you are gaining from tripling the price. I am buying without arguing. I am paying rent in your country, and you still tell us go back to your country. South Sudanese, you have complaints about South Sudanese. A lot of, if you go around asking Ugandans now, they will all say, you South Sudanese, you're disturbing us, you go back to your country. All of them tell you that. And you're like, what did the South Sudanese do to you? We are here in peace. Uganda has a lot of foreigners. You have the Somalis, you have the Indians, you have the Eritreans, a lot of people, a lot of foreigners, including refugees and other people from different countries. South Sudanese are the only people who don't take money out of this country. They bring in money instead of taking it out. The rest of the people come here, they're doing businesses. They're the ones I'm not saying spoiling the economy, but they are the ones taking money from Uganda, out of Uganda, to their countries. South Sudanese are the only people bringing in money. No one, you will not find South Sudanese working here. Look, if you find, it might not reach 10. But the rest of the people working here, the Somalis are making businesses, they're employing their own people. They're the ones gaining. Indians, all these people. But Ugandans fail to see that. They have an issue with the South Sudanese. No. You South Sudanese, you're spoiling our economy. How are we doing that? We don't even understand that. And if you realize, we don't complain too much. We are the type of people who don't have time to open our mouth, going around saying this, saying that. We just get angry. When it's too much, we'll slap you. And when it's done there, you say we have anger issues. No, it's because we don't see sense in what you're saying. And when we are done, we move on. We don't hold grudges. But I think this is the problem with Ugandans. They're not straight with what is wrong, what we have actually done to them. If you go to South Sudan and see the foreigners, even the Ugandans that are there, they're making money. They're making money. And if you find the Ugandans that have befriended South Sudanese, they will tell you South Sudanese are one of the nicest people you'll ever find. Generous, they will give you anything you want. If you have a problem, you turn to them, they will help you. But this is not what we are facing in Uganda. You come to Uganda here, what help will you get? That's why we usually want to look for our people. Because you know these are the people you can rely on when you have an issue. When we have the Ugandan, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some good Ugandans out there. But majority of them have an issue with us. You are just looking out for the South Sudanese and you keep thinking we have money, but you don't know where this money is coming from. We have a small number of people who have money. The rest of people are hustling. They are hustling for that money. And just because we have this generosity, we like giving. Even if it's the last money we have, we can just give it to you. And you'll be like, this one must have money, that's why they're throwing. No, because we think you might need it more than we do. You see? And we're going to hustle and find another way of getting money. But the way you guys are making this, I don't know, the way Uganda is making this look is one of the things that made me like, why is Uganda seeing South Sudanese like that? And that's why actually you don't usually find South Sudanese that are friends with Ugandans. Because we have a few that are friends with Ugandans. And those ones, if you ask the Ugandans, they will tell you how nice of people they are, like how nice we are. Okay? But those ones that are not befriending, they know. We have befriended some of them in primary, some in secondary. You can be friends with them like this, and they steal you. You're like, why are you doing this to me? You are my friend. My sister had a friend, very close friend of ours. She was her roommate. And the roommate ended up stealing her phone. Okay? And my sister would complain every day, who stole my phone? And the friends of that girl ended up revealing it to her. It's your friend in the room that stole you. They checked her things, they found it there. And this is when you lose trust. You're like, I trusted you. She would give her anything. And now the friend is like, this girl is rich, so let me just steal. Even if I steal her phone, it's not going to be a big deal. She's going to get another one. Does she know how my sister struggled to get that phone? She doesn't. She's not seeing the fact that my sister is trying to be her friend, doing everything for her, and you still steal from her. How do you, and you don't see South Sudanese complaining, When we go to South Sudan there, you'll never find a South Sudanese saying, Ugandans are like this, Ugandans like that. No, we mind our business. We just go there, leave. And you find others getting angry, like the South Sudanese who come here and they face things, They go back to South Sudan. They're like, Ugandans are bad. The moment they get one Ugandan there, so you're doing your small business. Find a South Sudanese, they'll come and ask you, how much is this? When you say it's this amount, they'll take it and give you a less amount, or sometimes they don't pay you. And you're like, why don't you pay me? They complain. They're like, this is what you do to us in your country, you see? So now, they are paying back for what they're getting here. It's not because they ever did this. South Sudanese don't do that. A few that are angry are the ones that are paying back like that. And the reason, and here, if you find someone in the market having an issue with someone in the market here in Uganda, the person will, let's say I'm going to buy something from someone. And then this person gets into a dispute with me. The rest of the Ugandans that will come, they will not see what their friend is doing is wrong. They'll all side with you. Because you find a Ugandan guy, have you seen this Musudani, what they have done, and they start talking in Uganda. Now you are there, you don't know what is happening, they all gang up on you. You don't know what to do. You leave them like that. Then when you go back to your country, when you find them there, is when you do the same thing. And now people say, these people are angry. They also don't want to see the fact that we South Sudanese have been through trauma. Decades and decades of trauma. You see? Like our great-grandparents have been through war. And we are still going through that. When we come to Uganda here, we don't have time to talk too much. We're minding our business. We want to come here mainly for school. We want to study and get out. We want to come in peace and go. Now we find the rest of the... And there's this thing that people can be provocative. They provoke people. So the moment they provoke a South Sudanese we are short-tempered. This is one thing they keep saying, you people have bad... It's not that. The temper in us, and we are not recognizing it. Obviously, we have still issues in our country. So, I have issues. You are coming to complain. You don't have the hand to fight back. Now, when I fight you, you're going to say, I have anger issues. But it's because we don't like talking too much. Even with each other, we fight. The moment I have an issue with you, we don't quarrel too much. my fist and your fist, and we finish. Tomorrow we laugh in case it's not a big deal. But if it is, we part our ways and it's done. We're not going to complain again. You're not going to hear this person saying that. You're not going to hear this person saying that. Ugandans will say, South Sudanese are like this, South Sudanese are like that. Some of us have been killed in Uganda here. Some of us faced things. They stole from us. They took us to corners. They beat us. They took our bags. They took our money. We come home and we don't complain. You see? But Ugandans are just complaining. South Sudanese, South Sudanese. But you're not seeing what you're doing to us. You will not find Ugandans being robbed in South Sudan like that. Yes, maybe you got killed during the war, but everyone was dying. It's not right, yes, obviously. But it's not because we are bad people. It's war that happened there. Now you came here angrily. You think South Sudanese have money. Anytime you see someone you're taking on a border, they take you to corners. Some of us have disappeared. Some of our people now have disappeared. We don't know where they are. Because of just money, they think they have money. There's that video that went also viral about the, that girl. They just took her, they start making fun of her. They don't know English, you want to laugh and say you don't know English, look at her head, mulalu, and they start abusing you like that. Now you find someone who's old, they're going to get short-tempered and slap that one. But because she was a young girl, she didn't know what to do. But still, we have this strong heart. We don't fear. So now, the moment they find a South Sudanese that doesn't know anything about Uganda, they will steal you. Recently, they stole my things in this house. But I just kept it. And when I went to the landlord, what did the landlord say? Everyone faced this. So what do we do? I'm like, you people, you see, the things we face in Uganda, you don't usually find South Sudanese complaining. We just leave things the way they are. And we're not judging all Ugandans for that. Because we usually find some good Ugandans along the way. Now those that speak with us in Uganda, we make fun on the border. And the moment they find out you know Uganda very well, they've been here for some time, and you have a conversation with them, they don't do anything bad to you. They don't even cheat you. But the moment they find out that you know nothing. We had a friend that was recently almost killed by a border guy. And this makes us scared. Now we go to places. Even another guy was killed in Kansanga, like real killing, and he was one. Another guy, there's this guy where two guys took a border at night and they wanted to go, they overcharged. When they reached the place, now they increased the price by like 3 times. When they said, we don't have this amount, they said, you better remove everything you have. And they were like a group now of borders where they stopped. So they're like, if you don't remove that money, we'll show you. And the guys were like, we could have fought, but these guys are mean. Either we would have died or them, and then they still charge us for it. Some of them just pick people up. The police will just find you, you're Musudan, you come. They take you because they know removing you is going to take a lot of money, and they're going to gain a lot of money for your bail money. You see? You see the things we go through in Uganda, but we don't do a lot of that in South Sudan. We don't complain. But the moment you see it's a white guy here, or it's an Indian, or it's a what, you are just kissing them. Yes, go here, come there. You do good for them. I don't understand why. These days, they have started complaining about the Indians. Only these days. But before, you go to a place, they might charge a Muzungu, yes. But treating them, they will not treat them as bad as South Sudanese. You not see them going online, what. These days is what we have even talked about with my siblings. We have just started saying, Ugandans, have started opening their eyes. But a long time ago, it was not like that. Only these days when you have seen them complaining about the Indians, about the Somalians, even the Eritreans a little bit. But a few people are complaining, not a lot of them. But when it's us, the South Sudanese thing has been going on for some time. And we have been the oldest people here.